Hi, welcome back to Panda Reacts. I'm Sandra and this is Ken.
Hi.
And we are on episode 9
9.
of The Expanse. Wow. So last week it was called Salvage.
Yep.
And we watched the crew, Holden's crew, find a stealth ship in a hole in an asteroid.
Mm-hmm.
And they went onto the ship, and we realized it was the Anubis.
Yes.
Or the what did Amos call it? The Anubis. Yeah, it's the Anubis. So they were on the Anubis, and they saw they started seeing like the scapula uniforms, and that there was blood on the wall, and that someone had escaped from this like little confinement thing, and then they started seeing the blue goo.
Yeah.
Which came to life when they turned the reactor on in the ship.
And it was like,
Oh.
it was really seriously snuggling the reactor core.
It was, because it loves energy, so it was like, then it started getting... Are you being the blue goo?
I'm being the blue goo.
Your blue goo is snuggling me. Oh yeah, that's true. So then they figured out pretty fast that this blue goo thing wasn't a good thing. So then they booted it out of the ship.
Yeah.
After they turned it off and then booted out.
And then they torpedoed that sucker.
They
the
shot
Death
it.
Star.
Yeah, they shot the ship to pieces, and then finally got to Eros, where two lives finally converged in the same way, all looking for Lionel/Julie.
Pew pew pew.
Yeah, so they all end up at the Blue Lagoon Hotel.
Yeah, some really crappy joint.
Which actually didn't look as crappy till they shot it up.
Yeah, well, yeah,
they shot it up. It looked pretty hideous.
It looked pretty bad.
So apparently Julie or Lionel was staying in room 22, but Eyeball Man narcs on them with his eyeball stuff.
Yeah.
And
brings in the hit squad.
Hit squad comes for Holden. And just as you think they're running out of ammo, because they are, Miller busts in with a cop karate chop right on the guy's arm.
Yep.
Woo woo!
And then a bunch of people get killed, and
bad guys. And then they all went up to room 22 because cops were now going to come in because there was so much murder in this place.
Right, and maybe another hit squad.
And so they're looking around this hotel room 22, and they start to notice that all the energy points have been shot out. At least Holden and Naomi do. Yep. Just as the body of Julie is being located in the closet by Miller.
Yeah, in the shower, I think.
Was it the shower?
I think so.
I thought it was just a closet.
Yeah, I don't know.
Doesn't matter.
It was kind of dark and hard to see.
It was dark. A door opened. She was lying on the ground all naked
and covered in...
dead.
In
the blue goo residue.
Residue of goo.
That rhymes. Yeah, so this stuff attacked her. And so she obviously brought it with her from the ship by accident.
She must have been infected in that moment when she was screaming for her life in the very first episode.
It must have attached somehow.
And it must have grabbed her at that point and infected her.
And bided its time.
Yep.
Till it got her in the room. Yeah, so that's where we're at. Miller's pretty devastated because he's got her necklace and he's been caressing it for the last few episodes. Yep. And now... he doesn't have Julie.
Really sad.
And that's where we're at. Yeah. So let us get to episode 9. Pew-pew.
Everybody wants to know what went on at Phoebe Research Station.
Yeah, I'm starting to wonder that myself.
It's kind of like, it keeps coming up.
This was the scene from before.
Yeah. This is a review.
Freighter scapula. Oh, we're having a flashback.
It must be.
7 weeks earlier. Beautiful ship. He's got an OPA tattoo on his neck. Oh, you tried to intercept the Anubis? Well, that was kind of deadly.
Yeah, that wasn't
it?
Not the best move on Earth. I wonder how are they able to detect the Anubis? That's a stealth ship.
I don't know. Maybe they had some way of doing that. Is her father behind this weapon, perhaps? She's aware of it. Yeah. Anubis don't mess around. It's those same guys with the weird mesh masks. Silence before the beatdown. Oh, that's how that got on there. We're gonna find out how she ended up in that prison. That's how she ended up in the prison-y cell. Because they recognized her as who she was. You know, her coffee doesn't make me feel better. It feels like COVID was on this ship.
Yes, it's space COVID.
It's space COVID.
Out of power.
You got all those people killed for your little mission here, lady. Oh, I guess not. Was that the Canterbury they shot?
I guess. That was the plan. Bring the Canterbury in, shoot it, blame it on Mars, start a war.
Oh. There it is. Oh, you touched it. It's not good. So it was like eating people, that goo. Anderson Dawes. It's your deal, Dawes.
I'll be there, waiting for you.
Is that the message she sent to Dawes?
Yeah, I presume so.
Because Dawes, didn't he say something about that to Miller? The bird. Somebody told me those aren't real wet birds, they're real birds. They flap differently because of the gravity. This looks really sick.
Yeah, she brought COVID to the Arrow station.
She did.
I tried to keep a low. Dawes?
Ew!
Ew.
He didn't even answer.
Oh. That's why she shot them all out? Because they were making weird buzzing noises for her? Why didn't she go to a hospital or something?
Apparently she's...
Oh God. That's pretty horrid. Ugh. What a nasty way to die. Holy crap.
Oh my god.
Okay, so now we're back to where we were last episode.
Don't touch her.
Yeah.
Room 22. Don't touch anything in there.
Yeah, don't touch anything, man.
Miller, CPM works for me. I'm looking for this girl.
She did. Yeah, everybody's looking for that girl. Settle down. He doesn't know. He'd do anything. He didn't do this one.
We both have part of the story. It's damn near impossible to stay properly mad at that brat.
You?
Yeah.
Not Frank.
No, I'm mad at you, Christian. You ruined his life. She's not saying goodbye. She's snooping around. They don't know about you, Christian.
She's stealing pencils.
No, I think she put them back, didn't she? I don't know what that was about.
It's not airborne.
How do you know that?
It's wet. Don't touch it.
Oh.
Blue goo.
Just get more than enough in. Give us a moment.
Injections to inject people with? The blue goo? That's not cool, you know?
Sorry to be the one. We've come so far since that incredible revelation on Phoebe.
What happened to Phoebe? Your daughter died from something that you created? Is that what's going on? Jeez. Something is not looking good on this little asteroid.
That just is a convenient timing for that.
Of course. They're forcing them all to stay there so they can inject them with this goo.
Well, I think just to...
Oh. The pencils she thinks have like stuff in them? Data. Once again, she wasn't even sincere in her mourning. She was just gathering data.
She's got something else always on the go.
They knew it was going to happen.
Yep.
How could they know a ship was going to blow up on the docks?
So they blew it up.
Because they blew it up.
They blew it up themselves.
Good job, Holden.
Yeah, Holden.
Cha-ching.
You're not the sharpest knife in the drawer, but you do catch on eventually.
Hey, if I'm not back in 3 hours,
I don't think... Well, you have that in common with Miller, leaving the lady behind. Lady tries to help. No.
Oh, that's all good. They're making this. This is like going to be their little petri dish.
They're inoculating for the radiation, and
they're shooting them.
But they're shooting full of goo.
Full of blue goo.
Are you sure it's blue goo?
Well, that's what they were talking about.
But how quickly could they have replicated that into that many? That would have been a quick replication, don't you think?
Well, I said they had the injections ready.
Well, Miller has nothing left to live for. Oh man, this is just wasting time, my friends. You're just wasting time.
Have a little wrestle.
it's a detailed analysis of the ships that destroyed the Danaja.
Same ship that Christian was looking at.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna take me to the nearest shelter, and you're gonna help me get it.
No, you don't want to do that.
They shoot us both. I mean, he's got a point.
Oh man, Miller.
Get this poor officer some help.
Oh, hey, Eyeball Man.
It's Eyeball Man.
Just charge him and start shooting.
Pretty soon. Sir, I'm trying to...
Oh! What?
Oh, that's not good. Time to get out.
Jesus.
Get out. What the hell?
What the hell was that?
It's a bunch of very sick people.
That's like...
Got hit with a mega dose of hard radiation. We're dead.
You're dead? They just got hit?
Yeah.
Is that what he said?
Yes, that's what he said.
Well, that's not cool. Alright, so that was episode 9.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. So kind of was one of those episodes where it's like they explain all the holes.
Yep. It's going to be like, let's just have a lot of narrative exposition because it's cheap and we can fill a whole episode with it.
Yeah, so they did like the first whole part of the episode was from Julie's point of view as to how she got to the death in her shower or closet or whatever's going on there. So we got to see kind of how she ended up in the hole.
Yep.
So yeah, we watched the Anubis basically boarded her ship and took them all prisoner, and then then Julie was she was only saved from being killed because they knew who she was. So, they threw her in the little prison cell, and then she got out because they all died.
Yeah, because they all got sucked in by the giant space goo.
Yeah, they all got bio-infested. So then Julie, of course, she was infected, and she went to Eros, and it was like almost pretty much too late for her because she was like wheezing and dying basically. So yeah, she did shoot out all the buzzing electricity in her apartment, her hotel room, and then slowly that thing just took her over and choked her to death, and it was like crystals coming out of every orifice in her face. You're like eyeball poking out. It was pretty gross. She was coughing up this it looked like sledge oil. Like it was so gross. So she was like, bleh. And then, so anyway, then it went back to between what Miller was doing in her apartment and what she was doing. So in the end, it kind of summed up what happened to her, which we'd already guessed. And then Holden and Miller started working together, sort of.
Yeah, because they had to get out of the hotel first, and all that. And so he called his buddy in. As his buddy came in and kind of said, "I can't clean this mess up."
Yeah,
so they all just took off.
Just don't say we were here. Bye.
And they put the whole station kind of went into like a fake lockdown radiation leak scare.
Well, that was after. Yeah. So the policeman friend Simi, I think his name is, he was kind of surprised because this other guy showed up and was like pulling rank on him and said, "I get to go to the crime scene," and they're like, "Well, don't touch anything," because it's dangerous, and the guy already knew. He was like, he sucked out Julie's blood and in were the blue goo.
Yeah.
And then he was like, we can replicate this, blah, blah, blah.
To old Mr. Mao and said, hey, so he's obviously behind the blue goo in some way. And
it killed his own daughter.
And he doesn't care.
Well, he kind of looked a little stricken that his own daughter had been killed by his bioweapon.
Yeah, but it didn't stop him from, like, starting the experiment on Eros with, like...
Oh, yeah.
You know, infecting this whole, like, place with blue goo disease.
Yeah, I'm a little confused about the people that they shoved in that radiation locker.
In the hard shelter.
It looked like they radiated them. They didn't blue goo them.
Well, what do you think? Like, this thing was wrapped around a nuclear reactor before in the ship. They're trying to power this sucker up.
Oh, with lots of radiation.
Yeah, it was like, you know, totally humping the reactor in the spaceship. So
oh my!
I'm thinking that you know, they're probably gonna like the radiation, and it's gonna accelerate its growth.
Well, Holden was just like, you and I just got doused with like the biggest amount of radiation ever.
We're dead.
We're gonna die. And I was like, what? They should have gotten out there a long time. They were just standing there letting that thing flash over them.
The giant microwave of death.
Run! Why are you in there? Get out! The ship was like blown up or whatever in order to create this radiation issue.
Emergency.
And then they were injecting people with what they said was like radiation.
Iodine treatment, which is standard for a standard anti-radiation drug.
So I don't know. I thought those were the people that they threw into the radiation tank. So I don't know. Like,
well, that's the shelter from the radiation. Is that?
Well, it's some shelter if it's radiating the people within it.
I'm sure they've rigged it. They've rigged it so it can actually turn into, like, you know, a big, you know, blue goo growing petri dish.
Yeah. What the heck?
So somebody's up to something here.
Somebody is trying to use them all as a petri dish to grow this thing.
And that's got to be that Mr. Mao character.
Mr. Mao.
You know, they were talking to him and saying, hey, we can do this thing. Let's go do it. We can still do it. Got a viable sample. Got the injections ready. So
Mr.
now, next thing you know, the whole population of Eros is stuck in a shelter getting irradiated and injected with goo.
And I was like, how did they multiply that goo so quick? Because they, like, went from taking it to immediately shutting down the system.
They said they had injections already, so they just obviously needed one last little piece, maybe? Or
I don't know.
I don't know, but...
I'm a little confused by that part, what they were actually injected in. Are they radiating them? Are they bio-killing them? Is this like some kind of 3-part experiment where it's like you're immune, but you're not?
No, but what did they say? They said the only way we get this is by letting it learn. Like, this thing is a sentient life form they're trying to create here.
Crap.
So...
You know what? These people always do this. They create something and it gets out of control.
Absolutely.
And it ends up killing them too because they think they're so powerful.
Yeah.
And the only other story really happening was Christian went and mourned her past friend that died because of her.
Yep.
And his husband was like, yeah, I'm not like him. I do hold a grudge against you. I won't forgive you, blah, blah. So she said she was going to...
She said she wanted to, like, you know, just say goodbye, but really what she wanted to do was steal the secret information that was hidden in his desk.
And his little pencils.
And his pencil erasers.
So then those showed the schema to the ships that were
all the
destroying the Kent and the Donager and all that. And then Fred Johnson was all like...
Hey, you guys, it wasn't us.
It wasn't us.
It was Earth.
Here's the proof.
Yeah. Earth built the stealth ships, and here's my proof. And
I found all the proof on the dead Martian, and he's like, I'm exonerating myself.
Yep.
And then Christian's like listening to it, and the UN guy's like, oh crap. It was Earth. Yes. So somebody from Earth is messing stuff up.
Yep.
What a shocker. Earth people just
wreck
screw
stuff.
Things up for power all the time.
That is our role in the universe, is like, you know,
Who could I be talking about?
Is to just wreck things. That's our job. There
job.
Are creatures built to create and creatures built to destroy, and we are definitely built to destroy.
I know.
What we create, we destroy.
Obviously, this show is really pulling on that.
Yep.
It's really focused on
you
the
kind of look
fact
at
that Earth people suck.
it is sci-fi, but like it ain't too hard to sort of look at this and see the
overall
message. The message of the other, the other that we demonize, the other that we like diminish, the kicking down, the classism. Yeah. All this stuff is embedded here. It's just being done with a science fiction flair.
Oh yeah.
That's what science fiction does, is point out the failures of the current society in which it's created.
Well, on that philosophical note, that was an interesting episode. I can't wait to see what happens. Holden and Miller.
Yep.
Do they die?
Yeah.
In episode 10? Wait, has anyone seen Picard?
Said somebody's gonna turn into a robot now.
What the hell?
I get to be a robot man.
Well, I hope I didn't just spoil that for the rest of you. But this was starting to feel familiar. Yeah, so anyway, finale of season 1 we'll do on Tuesday. Mm-hmm. And can't wait for that. We start Westworld on Sunday because Outlander finished.
Yeah.
Tear. So if you're a fan of Westworld and you want to see what we think of it, stay tuned because that's coming on Sunday.
Yeah, hopefully it's not crap.
I don't think it is. I've heard a lot of good things about it, so we'll see. We'll also see by how many viewers just stop listening to us at this portion of the thing. Well, that's for we came here for the Expanse. What are you talking about? Yeah, so anyway, if you're interested in what we do, please subscribe. Check out our playlists of the Expanse. We've also watched some other awesome shows. Check those out. And until next Tuesday, see you later. Bye.